Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would jump on. I thought about this recipe last minute and was going through my pantry to see what I had in here. I really have no time to run to the store today. So I ran across this that I've had maybe a couple of months ago, and I usually make my own homemade recipe with this, but I'm gonna use this packet today, y'all, because I am busy and we need to get moving, okay? But today I'm gonna make this white bean chili. I call it white bean chicken chili, but this is what it is. So I'm gonna spruce this up, as you know. I'm not really gonna just go off the back here. That's just basic ingredients. Instead of water, I will use chicken broth, of course, for more flavor. And instead of chicken breast, which is what the recipe calls for, I have chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs. I'm all about flavor, and I'm not a fan of chicken breast, so this is what we're going with. And then I'm gonna add some beans. I have both pinto beans and navy. You can use whatever you like, any kind of white bean. I'm gonna spruce it up with some of my stuff I have in the pantry here. But yes, guys, it's gonna be good and hearty. I need to chop up an onion, garlic, minced garlic. You can add heavy whipping cream here. But y'all, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna do everything in my faithful Instant Pot here. Oh, and first and foremost, we have to season up this chicken, okay? There's no such thing as just throwing chicken in the pot, okay? I know this is seasoning too, but y'all, I want the basic seasoning on my chicken. I want to taste every piece of flavor I can. Okay, y'all, I have my chicken here. This is 1 pound of chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs. Again, the recipe calls for chicken breasts, so you can use whichever you like. These were full thighs. I just cut them up with my shears, and this is what we're looking like. So I am going to go in with quite a few ingredients. I am going to go in, I have not done this in a while, Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Y'all, I love this stuff. And I know, again, the packet that we're using has plenty of seasoning. So, but I just want a good seasoning here on it, okay? That's just me. I'm gonna add a little bit of seasoned salt, my Lowry's. The onion powder and garlic powder, of course. Just a little bit, because this is included in the packet. Garlic powder. I'm going to add a little bit of cumin and my black pepper. It's mixed up well. We want the chicken coated, and I want to see seasoning on every piece of it. So if I need to add more, I will. Let me know in the comment section how you make your white bean chicken chili. What ingredients do you add? I usually make this homemade, which includes like the celery, what else do we have? Celery, the onion, peppers, bell peppers. And I don't have those on hand, so I'm not gonna use it. And I wanted to use this quicker version because with the homemade version, you don't use a packet. I use the heavy whipping cream and all of that. I'm always adding something, honey. I make my own concoction. I think we're good. I may add a little bit more of my Creole seasoning. All right. And I think we're good. So I'm gonna allow this to sit, and I'm going to pour my oil in my Instant Pot, and we're gonna get the chicken cooking. Oh my goodness, y'all. I was about to show you my onion here that I have chopped up. This is 1 medium onion, yellow onion, but you can use any onion. I totally forgot to add chili powder to the chicken. That just really adds a good flavor. So I'm just gonna add this, and we're gonna start with the sauteing the onions, and then we'll add this chicken in, as well as my garlic, minced garlic. Y'all, this is gonna be so good. My husband was so excited when I sent him a picture of the packet just to give him a hint as to what's for dinner tonight. He was so excited. He said his mouth is watering. Mine too. because I love this recipe. And you can always cut these up into smaller pieces too. These may be a little large, but when they, you know, once it cooks, I'll just get a knife and a fork and just tear it apart if I want to. But yeah, this is fine so far, but just whatever you like to do. I am going to start with some olive oil, and this is hot. It's starting to heat, so just add, I don't know, I'm horrible with measurements, but just enough to coat the bottom of the pot. We're gonna add the onions. And I'm gonna now add in my chicken. Oh, I forgot to add in my minced garlic. So I'm just gonna add it now and just let that cook through. All good. I'm moving so fast. That's all right. Once you remember, just add it in. All good. Make the recipe yours. There's no mistakes here. Only mistake is adding too much salt to a recipe. All right, so we're gonna allow this to cook a few more minutes with the garlic, and we'll move on to the next step. Hey, the chicken is looking very good, and keep in mind it's gonna cook still when we add the other ingredients. I have my chicken here. Looks yummy, smells great. Now I'm going to add in my the diced tomatoes and green chilies. Again, this was in my pantry, so I said, this may work in here. So I'm gonna add this entire can. And now I'm trying to decide between my navy beans and pinto. I just want to use one. We always use pinto beans for any chili that I make. So the navy beans may be interesting, but you know what? I'm going to go with what we know. I'm going to go with my pinto beans, but use any white bean of your liking. And we will add the juice as well. Now the recipe calls for 1 cup of chicken broth. I'm going to add in the 1 cup, but I will probably add more, okay? Most likely I will. I'm going to add corn to mine too, but the corn cooks so fast to where I will add that once the chili is almost done, I'd say about 5 or 10 minutes before it's done, and then I'll add in the corn. And I'm using frozen, but you can use canned corn. And I'm going to now add in my chili packet, which this is full of the seasonings as well. I just like double seasoning. You can add mixed vegetables. You could add celery for sure, but I don't have any here because I would have made it homemade. You can add extra beans, mixed vegetables. I have some peas in there, and I'm trying to decide if I want to add peas to this. I think I'm gonna call it quits here, but you know the peas won't take long at all to cook if you want to add that later. And then I may add a little bit more of the chicken broth later. Go ahead and cover this. Let me show you. This is what we're looking like so far. I'm not going to stir. I'm just going to allow this to cook. It seems like when I add beans in my Instant Pot and stir before it cooks, it tends to stick at the bottom. So I'm going to wait until the timer goes off on my Instant Pot. So I'm going to allow this to cook for about 35 minutes on a regular pressure cook. Okay, and here is the finished product. Ooh, it smells good. Let me show you. Look at this. I wish you could be here to smell this delicacy. If you want a soup-like consistency like this, this will work fine for you. But if you want more of a thicker stew, add a little bit of cornmeal to my stews or my chili. And some people I know add this with some water and mix it up just like you would do with flour. But I think I'm just gonna add a little bit of a spoonful to the soup. Let me know in the comment section if you've tried this or if you just use the flour base. Okay, y'all, I'm just gonna grab a spoonful out of this bag. You know, just go a little at a time. And we're gonna stir it. It does really thicken it. If you let it sit for a little bit, and I can't really tell a big difference with the flavor, but you know, cornmeal is gonna be you know, more of a richer, I would imagine, taste. Until this is thickening already. So yeah, I don't want it too thick, so that will be plenty. As it sits too, it's going to thicken, and next day, whoo, it's gonna be fire, okay? But yes, that is it, y'all. And let me do a taste test real quick. Let me grab a spoon here. I'm gonna try this. Y'all, that is so good. It has a kick to it too. Oh my gosh, it is so good. Now what I'm gonna do, I forgot about that. I'm gonna add a little bit of corn. I'm not gonna add a lot. I have a bag in here. Hold on one second. I just have a bag of corn that we had. It's open here. I'm just gonna add a little bit to here. And add as much as you like. We love corn. So it'll make it more hearty, you know? This is gonna be good. My husband is so excited about this meal. But this is it, y'all, and it's so simple, especially when you use an Instant Pot. And that chicken is so seasoned, it has a kick. This is what we're looking like here. And again, next day is gonna be delicious. You can also add black beans. I didn't think to do that, but I think I'm out, so. So usually we'll have some Cracker Barrel cornbread with our chilies or our soups. My husband will make a pit stop and grab some, but today I just wanted to make some skillet cornbread. Fried cornbread, I guess you call it. So I'm gonna do that and add to this. I almost forgot to pick up the camera and film it. Should be hot. Should be hot. Skillet's not hot enough. This is one of my new skillets and it just takes a minute to heat. Probably should have had it higher, but my husband didn't want any, so I'm just making a few pieces and maybe one for my leftover portion tomorrow.